Of left backs, let's talk about Ian Maatsen. Now, there's reports that Dortmund want to keep him, right? They want to make his loan move permanent. And if I'm Ian Maatsen, I would not want to leave Dortmund either. I would not want to go back to Chelsea. I mean, look at what he's doing right now. Cooking this season was very pivotal in their Champions League run, looking like one of the best young left backs in the world. And this is the same guy that couldn't get playtime at Chelsea. They had him sitting on the bench for damn near 6 straight months behind Cucurella and Ben Chilwell. Why would Ian Maatsen want to go back to Chelsea? Absolutely not. If I'm him, I'm not answering any calls from Chelsea. I'm going AWOL. I would be like to my agent, hand in that transfer request. Because he's seen the light at Dortmund. And I think him going to Dortmund and staying there permanently would be one of the best moves for his career. Because if Dortmund are able to buy him, right, they're going to have every incentive in the world to make sure that he reaches his full potential. Because we all know that Dortmund are the equivalent of a human trafficking organization, okay? They just want to sell kids and make profit. Like, that's their main objective. That's what keeps the lights on at their stadium, okay? Like, let's just call it what it is, right? We don't got to sugarcoat it. And Dortmund do a very good job at what they set out to do. And the system that they've played in has made Ian Maatsen look like an absolute monster. I mean, look at that performance against Atletico Madrid. That goal that he scored when nobody thought that they would advance past them, and they ended up doing that. So, yeah, I think Ian Maatsen is enjoying life at Dortmund, and I don't even think he's thinking about Chelsea. He might not even remember that he's supposed to go back to London, okay? And if I was him, no way in hell am I doing that. Now, if I'm Chelsea, I'm bringing him back, right? I know that kind of contradicts what I'm saying, but one of the smartest moves that Todd Boehly and this regime have done is Ian Maatsen's contract expired at the end of this season, right? He only had 6 months left on his deal in January before they loaned him to Dortmund. But he signed a new contract with them and then went out on loan. That was a very good move by Todd Boehly and whoever the hell is involved in those kind of decisions. Because if you would have lost a player like Ian Maatsen for nothing, because he left as a free agent, are you mad? Now, as I said, I'd bring him back. Chelsea need a left back. And I think Ian Maatsen could possibly fill that position. On top of that, yeah, he was holding bench the first half of the season. But that's because Pochettino didn't play him. Pochettino is no longer Chelsea's manager. Now they have Enzo Maresca. So Enzo may want to involve him. He may be counting on Ian Maatsen. As I said, if I'm Ian, though, I'm forcing this move. I want to stay at Dortmund. I would not want to go back to England, especially to play underneath Chelsea. Now, I think if Dortmund do possibly sign him, right, he does have a $35 million release clause, and that would be a record fee for Dortmund, they're saying. So they're probably going to try to negotiate that down a little bit. But if I'm Chelsea, bro, if you're not paying the release clause, there's nothing to talk about. Give me back my player. That's how I would view it. But yeah, I think if Maatsen ends up staying at Dortmund, this guy could get a big move in a season or two. I could definitely see him at a Bayern Munich, maybe a Man City, like teams like that. I actually think Bayern and Man City are two teams that would sign him this summer, if I'm being honest. But yeah, man, very good player. Very, very good player. He had a good loan spell at Burnley as well last season when they were in the championship with Company. So maybe Company is looking at it like, yo, if Alphonso Davies leaves, let's go get Ian Maatsen. Don't forget, Company is now Bayern Munich's manager. So that's something that could actually, I just thought about that while I was talking about him. But yeah, I mean, his market value is $40 million. It's rose a lot this season. Trust me, it was not like this last summer. But the performances that he's put in for Dortmund have been fantastic. And I'm sure he's loving life over there at the moment. But yeah, I like Ian Maatsen. I think that he has a lot of potential. I'm surprised that he didn't make the Netherlands Euro squad, right? He got left out after they made their cuts, right? He was called up to their provisional squad, and then they just didn't call him back up after that, which is very weird. So, he's gonna have a summer to think about what he wants to do for his future. But I think right now, Dortmund makes the most sense, unless Bayern come calling. If Alphonso Davies ends up leaving, then if you're Ian Maatsen, you should go to Dortmund and play underneath your former manager and Vincent Company. But yeah, very good player, man. Dortmund did some great business in January. They got him and Jadon Sancho on loan, and both of those guys have been cooking. Oh my goodness.